Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
The principle of mentalism. The all is mind. Our reality is a reflection of our thoughts, beliefs, and innermost feelings. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. The patterns we observe in the heavens are reflected on earth and within ourselves. The principle of vibration. The universe and everything in it is in constant motion, vibrating at different frequencies. The principle of polarity. Everything has its pair of opposites. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. The principle of rhythm. Life is a series of cycles and seasons. The principle of cause and effect. Every event, action, and state of being stems from something preceding it. The principle of gender. Balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine energies within the universe, nature, and within ourselves.
I see what my niece is doing, the metaphysical angle. Mirrored, right? We're mirroring each other. Let me tell you something now. If you want a relationship that is rich in empathy, I've said this before, you have to make space for one another's humanity, and you have to be there, right, along with your partner, of course, to acknowledge that person's pain. And if it's a pain that you have caused, you have a responsibility in healing, repairing that rupture. Relational restitution, from ranking to repair. I should not rank my pain over yours, especially if we are co-creators of that pain within this relationship. The pain you brought into the relationship, I should not be asked to be a steward of that pain. But I am a passenger walking with you on your journey to heal that pain. Do you see? Relational restitution, from ranking to repair. Stop comparing our suffering and creating a pain hierarchy. Again, psychological insights here. Scorekeeping transforms intimacy into debt collection. Right? Psychiatric insight. Depression and anxiety rises when injustice becomes the relational focus. So you're going to have a rise, an uptick in depression, and an uptick in anxiety, hypervigilance, when injustice becomes the relational focus instead of repair. Right? We've got callers on the line. Let's get them in here right now. I want to talk to folk. If you want to get in here, the number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. I want to know your thoughts about tonight's conversation. Our first caller, Attila from Houston, Texas. My niece, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, first, I don't know what was triggering about those other two videos, but I'm going to be short. So, comparison is the thief of all joy.
Ooh.
The reason why we lack joy is because our pain has gone unacknowledged, for some of us invalidated, and for some of us just outright, just whatever. Anyway, so I think that it's really hard to, share in one another's suffering in the sense that you have compassion because you lack the joy, right? Without the joy, you can't really institute the compassion. It's hard to have compassion when you are inwardly miserable and pretending to be something else. So yeah, that's it.
No, I love it. So would it stand to reason that in these low moments, these relational troughs, would it stand to reason that we make space for this uncomfortable feeling, right? We can't be joyous, right? Because I think to tell somebody in their low moment, to be joyous is kind of like at least, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think we lack joy, period. It's not just about the low moments. I think because think about it, like if you're going to have genuine, authentic joy, right, that would imply that there's a sense of like awareness and selfhood there, right? So if you've never really had that, then like you've never really had joy either, which is why you hear people say things like love is not enough and da-da-da-da. Like I kind of wonder in that case, like what does happiness look like to someone who says love is not enough?
Do you think people...
But maybe I'm going too hard.
No, I got you. But do you think people compare their pain because they've identified with their pain? It's part of their sense of self. It's part of who they think they are. So now I got to compare my pain to yours and make sure that my pain has a higher, in a hierarchy than yours. Do you think that's the issue?
I think not only do we identify with pain, but I think the problem is that we haven't really seen, or rather it hasn't been modeled to us, what it means to identify past that. I mean, to identify with your strengths even, through pain. So, like, if you've never seen anyone persevere or be resilient in that way, it's really hard to model that, I think, for yourself, because where would you get it from?
Oh, I got a question. You ready? I got questions.
Yeah.
When conflict warms up, where does your attention go first? My pain or our pain? What percent splits feels honest right now? Does it go to me, 37%? Does it go to we, 45%? Where is the split? When conflict warms up, where does the attention go first? My pain or our pain?
Well, for me, speaking personally, I was always raised to think about the other person first, actually. So it took me a while to even, I think, identify with my own pain.
Really?
Right? So I'm just now getting to a place where I can actually recognize, I actually am upset right now. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds wild, but like it takes me a minute sometimes to process things. And I had a friend actually lovingly point this out to me one time. She was like, "You're so nonchalant, you don't even recognize like when you're upset." She's like, "'Cause you say you're cool, and then after you process it, then you're not." And I'm like, "Well, maybe it just takes me a minute." But I realize I think a lot of that just kind of for me comes from childhood, because I am like the eldest sibling in my family, right? So like that means a lot of times kind of shouldering a lot of other people's burdens, and for me that's just always been normal. So I usually, when something happens, I'm usually thinking about the other person first for the most part. And then, you get hurt. I've gotten hurt a couple of times, and then I shifted directly to myself. And now I have to switch to a me mindset. So I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place, but which makes sense. I'm a fearful avoidant, right? So kind of makes sense why I would be all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Which exact words you or your partner use sound like ranking, at least worse than, you have no idea. Which, do you guys use these terms? Which exact words you or your partner use that sound like ranking? You tell me.
I know I have definitely used like superlatives, like you always this, you never that, you da-da-da-da. Because I think the whole idea is to put them to like a point of extreme, but you don't actually mean that because that's not really true. No one always does something or never does something. But I think in the moment of arguing, the whole point is to say you're not paying attention to my needs in this moment, so you use something along the lines of you always or you should have or whatever. I hope that answered your question.
No, this is good. This is good. I'm loving it right now. I got one more question before I go to Oakland, but let me just say, you cooking, child. But this question fits you. This question right here, when you minimize your own hurt, others have it worse, what repair do you postpone? And at what cost to both of you? Like when you minimize your own hurt by thinking others have it worse, what repair do you postpone and at what cost to both of you?
I would say the repair to my heart, right? So if there's something that I really am hurt about, then I'm kind of like pushing that, under the rug, so to speak, in order to amplify or, cast light on someone else's pain. What was the second part of the question? You said, what was it?
You ready? When you minimize your own hurt, others have it worse. What repair do you postpone, and at what cost to both of you?
Yeah, I got the repair part. I mean, that's obviously it's the repair to my heart. But in terms of the cost for both of us, like you're robbing your partner of a chance to be vulnerable with you, and for you to, right, like because you have to create that atmosphere by saying, I was hurt by X, Y, Z. And you honestly rob them of the ability to grow in that moment and show up for you when you do that. At least I have.
I love it. I love it. Hey, guess what you did, Attila?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is on the board. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the protocol. You know the deal. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got somebody else on the line. Let's get him. You already know who it is. Sean from the Yay area. Sean from Oakland, California. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Well, first of all, I have to say Attila is a goddess and understands things. I'm almost 60, so when I hear a younger person have wisdom, it just makes me proud.
Yes,
it makes me happy. It makes me feel like there's a future. That's really important. When it comes to the actual topic and all that, you know how I roll, man. I'm saying, the way you treat people in a relationship is the way you want to be treated. I'm not doing the Bible, all that stuff. I'm saying, this is how you have to roll because, you're going to go through crisis. You're going to go through things. Every single human being. It may not be the same crisis. Right. It may not be the same, really hard stretch, the hard run where it's really hard on the whole family and everybody and you. But everyone's going to go through it. Every single human being is going to go through it. So my thing is resilience is the word of the day. And the way resilience happens is that you take the bull by the horn and you take care of your family and you make sure that everyone who is the most vulnerable that you know about, you really focus on them and do all you can to make sure the most vulnerable is taken care of. And it sounds like Jesus, right? Jesus. I mean, but that is really true. I mean, because when it comes down to it, who's going to help the people that have the hardest time?
Right.
It's up to me and you, our community. It's our community. You got to make sure that community is everything.
I love it.
That's my 2 cents.
I love it, brother, and I appreciate the call. Guess what you just did?
Oakland and the entire country in the house.
Oakland, Bay Area, yay. Up in here. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, the VOR, we want to go back to the phone line. So get to them and call us, and let's have this discussion.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve Black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from Black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, Black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of Black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling Black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic Black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandlost.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trying to do this one take. And then parents learn, they teach their kids to survive. You need to survive. Don't do what you want to do. Become this. Become a lawyer or this thing.
Right.
And you start
Don't
to
do it
learn.
brings you joy.
Yeah. So you start to go, well, I want to do this thing, but I'm going to lose love that I got from my parents if I step into the great thing that I am.
Yes.
So, but that
I'm going to disappoint them. They're going to abandon me, and I don't want to be abandoned.
And there's a replacement for that, which is you being the space of love for you. That you've never gotten from your parents. They did the best they could. You forgive them, you love them, and then you just go, okay, what is it I'm scared of? And I'm scared to tell my parents that I want to do. Okay, I'm going to tell me that. I'm scared that I won't be enough, and I love that. All of a sudden, it feels not alone, right? I'm scared that people won't like me, and I love that. People might not like me, and I love that. People might be crazy, and I love that. People might write me really weird messages, and I love that. People might do bizarre things, and I love that. I might not be enough.
People might attack me. People might...
Yeah, I might be broke. I might be in millions of dollars debt, and I love that. Now, people might...
I love Kyle Cease. And don't worry, we gonna bring him in. We got to go get him. And bring him up into the voice of reason to have one of these powerhouse discussions. Tonight's topic: pain Olympics, pain hierarchies and intimate relationships. Why do some folk think their pain is heavier than their partner's pain? Why is there a thing called comparative suffering, right? As Attila Phillips from Houston already said, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think if we're comparing pain, we exacerbate, or we quicken, the siphoning of joy. Any little bit that remained would be just dry, sucked right on up. We've got a caller on the line. I want to get him in here right now. We've got Eric from Carson. Eric from C. Arson in the building. Eric, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What's up, Zoe?
What's up, good brother?
I hope I stay on topic, so if I veer off, bring me back, but I think this is what you're talking about. The premise of a relationship is two people become one. Now, I'm not in a relationship, I'm not in a marriage, but I've been in relationships, all types, and it seems like people today focus on self, how they feel and what they want, as opposed to what's best for the union. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Oh, you're asking me questions.
I mean, I could. Well, let me put it. Am I on topic? Is this on topic?
Yeah,
I'm concerned about that.
You're right there. You're right there. You're talking about a general selfishness, right?
Right.
And what I'm talking about is how, in some instances, in some cases, people have a pain hierarchy. In other words, what I've been through trumps what you've been through, right? And they use that as leverage to gain control in the relationship. Do you see? Do you see?
If I
have you done
pain, have I done what?
What I just described. Have you leveraged your pain to gain control of the relationship?
Well, I might have leveraged my pain, but it wasn't to gain control of the relationship.
Well, what was it for? What was the outcome you were looking for?
Well, I don't know that I would put it that way.
Well, how would you put it?
I would put it that I could have a pain that out-magnifies your pain. And so if my pain out-magnifies your pain, it might need all the attention. Because, for example, just an example, if I have a drinking problem, then and I'm causing myself pain and the relationship pain, that's got to get the priority. And if you have a problem that is not as significant as mine, then we can't focus on your problem. We better focus on that drinking problem, right?
That's interesting that you would say that. This is deep. Let me ask you a question, because I think you've done this before. You've minimized your pain to try to help others, haven't you?
Why do you say that?
Because you've told me that on the air. You thought I forgot?
Yeah, well, I'm not an alcoholic. Let's make that clear.
That's not the point.
That was a hot.
The point is, you can't use your pain as this hierarchical kind of standard. This pain is more important than your pain. Because guess what? If you've ever dealt with someone, I have a brother who's an alcoholic. I have two brothers that are alcoholics, right? And they can't register the pain that I feel watching them deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm watching them, it's causing me pain, but they can't see it. They think, well, my little brother is just, being hard on me, I got a brother, every time he sees me, he says, man, if you don't buy me something, I ain't gonna never talk to you again. Do you think he registers my pain?
That's a great question.
He doesn't. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is, it would be wrong for me, because guess what? Alcoholism is a disease, and I can't talk him off that cliff by trying to leverage my pain, by saying, do you know the type of pain you're causing me? Do you know the type of pain you're causing your nieces and nephews who used to look up to you like a superhero? That won't help him. Because
I agree.
alcoholism,
that would actually hurt him.
That's my point. So why would I try to leverage my pain?
So I like the example, but I just need a little more clarity, and I'll put it like this.
No, you stay right there. When we come forward, me and Eric from Carson, I love Eric from Carson, man. He be asking some good questions. I love it. When we come forward, Eric and I will continue this discussion.
They say you've got 2 hearts for the price of one. It don't come as a surprise. The morning sunrise, the sweet summer breeze. You're the one I need. Woke up this morning, knowing I'll be safe and sound. When the sun is shining, you're around. Nothing can go wrong. Listen, darling. They say you've got 2 hearts for the price of one. It don't come as a surprise. The morning sunrise, the sweet summer breeze. You're the one I need, Lord.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. The man accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk was in court today. Tyler Robinson appeared at a virtual hearing where the judge addressed the defense and prosecutors.
I will not put my finger on the scale of justice. These proceedings will be open to the public, conducted in accordance with the law, and handled with diligence and competence to ensure that justice is never compromised.
The prosecution has already said it will seek the death penalty against the 22-year-old. The next hearing is set for October 30th. Tropical storm Imelda may become a hurricane by tomorrow as it continues to strengthen in the Atlantic. And some USPS services will cost more this holiday season. The increases will range from 40 cents to $7. The higher price will be in place until July 18th. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Exhausted with applying for jobs online and never hearing back? With Express Employment Professionals, experts in your community are dedicated to helping you find a job. With more than 870 locations, there's always an office in your area. Start at expresspros.com to find an office near you.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready? Drop it! Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. only on KBLA Talk 1580.
One thing do I teach, O my disciples, suffering and deliverance from suffering. It was in this way that Gautama the Buddha, living in the 6th century BC, gave the gist of his whole teaching. And it's for this reason that many commentators and critics of Buddhism have called it a way of escape because of its tremendous concern with the problem of human pain as the fundamental problem of life and the means of deliverance from pain. But I believe this is really a very mistaken criticism, because there is nothing that is so much the very essence of suffering as the fear of suffering itself. And if the doctrine of the Buddha were fundamentally based on an obsession to get rid of suffering, it would be a kind of self-contradictory vicious circle. This is very well illustrated by another of those stories which I tell from time to time, where a student came to his master with the question, "It is terribly hot, and how shall we escape the heat?" In other words, this was a symbolic question, asking about the whole problem of the heat of suffering. It is terribly hot, and how shall we escape the heat? And he answered, "Go right down to the bottom of the furnace." "But in the furnace," said the student, "how do we escape the scorching fire?" And the master's final word was, "No further pains will harass him." Now you might say that
Alan Watts with the fire. I appreciate Alan Watts, man. I love it. Hey, tonight's topic is great. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here because the discussion is heating up. We got Eric from Carson, and Eric caught amnesia because he didn't remember that he told me a few things in his previous call. He trying to act brand new right now. So talk to me, Eric, you know, about the stuff you put up with.
In the break, I figured this out.
Okay, good. Here we go.
Here we go. I think the relationship, the type of relationship, dictates the hierarchy. And I'll tell you what I mean.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
If you are my spouse, the hierarchy is significant and takes priority. If you are my sibling, not that important. I love you, got your back, but I can't turn my life around for you. If you are my friend, it's even less.
Wait.
I have.
Just do me a favor. Do me a favor. Just run all of that back one more time. I gotta hear it one more time because I couldn't believe you were saying it, but I gotta hear it one more time. You said spouse, siblings, and then friends. Start with spouse. Say it again.
If you are my spouse, you are a priority. You are important in my life.
So that their pain matters to you.
Their pain is my pain.
Got it.
Okay. If you are my sibling, Your pain still matters to me, but it ain't my priority. I got to take care of my family, my immediate. We ain't teenagers. I got a wife and my own family to worry about. Now, if you my friend, you even less important in the mode of hierarchy. Okay, and I'm going to show you something real quick if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not married.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a friend right now, a female. We are not intimate. She is my friend. She's been my friend since we was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And she is not making she's not giving me hierarchy in our relationship, and I'm upset about it. And I had to give myself a reality check, and say, you know what? She don't owe me nothing.
Huh.
Now, if she was my wife, I'd be all up on her. But she's my friend, and I've known her long enough. I've known her before she had her kids.
What does the word friend mean to you? Like, what is
me?
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, a friend is somebody that I could say, can you take me to the airport at 3 a.m.? I need to talk. I got a problem. Can I call you 24/7, or do I need to make an appointment? That's a friend to me. Or I need you to come and bail me out and don't tell nobody.
Yo,
I got
Eric,
a secret that I want to.
I gotta stop you, Eric. Because come on, you just said pain don't really mean nothing, but then
you missed something.
But hold on, you just said their pain as a friend. You gave me a hierarchy. You said spouse, siblings, and then the friend. Not really, in terms of their pain. And then when I asked you for your definition of friend, it was all transactional. If I need a ride, taxi. If I need somebody to listen to me, I need to talk to them. Therapist, you're just using folk. Can we just keep it a buck? Can we keep it real, Eric?
I can clarify real quick.
Please, man, make it make sense, because this is a travesty so far.
Okay, here we go. I don't have a spouse, so I don't have to be concerned. He said, somebody said, so what?
That was Andy in the background. He said, I don't have to care about nothing until I have a spouse. That's what he's saying.
No, I'm saying that I don't have the priority, the luxury of having a spouse, so I don't have that in my life. And so I am free to have the kind of friend that I would like. Now, my friend has a spouse, so she don't make me the kind of is unequally yoked. So I got a problem. So what I'm telling you is, from my worldview, a friend only gets a priority if those other two roles aren't there.
So
if you don't have siblings that you're close to,
Let me just ask you, how do you strengthen your empathy muscle for when you do have a spouse? It's not a light switch. You can't just flip it on. Talk to me, man.
Well, I've never been married, but I have the answer.
So if you've never been married, but you've been a sibling and you've been a friend, and those two are lesser in the hierarchy of pain empathy coming from you, how do you know what type of husband you're going to be?
I know what type of husband that I could be.
No, that's a fantasy. You're imagining being a great husband, but not putting in the work with your friends and your siblings.
Well, no. Okay, so I do put in the work. I do put in the work with my siblings and friends, but what I'm going to say is this. I may not have said I do, but I have been in relationships.
But you backpedaling right now. You backpedaling like Burton Hanks. I? Yes. Because you just told me that friends and siblings are lower on the priorities list of you really caring. You're like, my siblings, I'm not going to change my life. We not kids no more. You got your life. I got my situation. That's what you said. Now, if you didn't mean that, and all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you're banking everything on this spouse that's supposed to come through, if at all, that you gonna show up as the right man, but you ain't worked out the empathy muscle at all.
Okay, I left a very important component out.
All right, well, put it back in because this is all bad right now.
Right, okay. I was giving you the ideal model. And so if you don't have a spouse, your muscle is getting worked with your sibling and or your friend, and the connection is the same, but your spouse is the one that gets the hierarchy, the most importance. I can hold my spouse accountable. I can't hold my sibling or my friend accountable, but my wife, I can say, this is what I need from you.
No, this
and
sounds
this is
like,
how I need it.
Listen, Eric.
No?
I need to talk to you every day, brother, because this sounds
Why?
like latent, hidden control. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I can control this. Because you're talking about a concept. A spouse is a social construct, bro. You still got to be you still have the idea of a wife and a husband. Society created these concepts. And they offer power when there's a union that is recognized by a culture or society. This is low key. Mm-hmm. This is you trying to control your wife because of the commitment y'all made in the eyes of society. I'm telling you, as a human being, you need to be cultivating empathy for humanity, for your humanity.
So you're saying that the order that I read to you doesn't necessarily need to go that way.
What I'm saying is, bruh, it's got to start with you. How empathetic are you to your unhealed wounds? Because I sense there are a few.
I'm very sympathetic.
I didn't say sympathetic. Empathetic. Talk to me.
Oh, empathetic. Yeah. I have empathy for myself and others.
Okay, let's talk about yourself. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boy, I'm about to go into a whole... Listen. This is what we going to do. We going to schedule your time tomorrow. Because you got to call back in here. Do you see how discombobulated you are? Do you really? I'm asking you, do you see it?
I worked so hard on the break. I thought you was going to be proud of me.
Nah.
And now you taking me in another direction.
Nah, you my brother. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. You're not going to... Listen. Just because she's your wife doesn't mean she's your property. Just because she's your wife doesn't mean you own her in any way. She is a partner.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with everything you said 100%, but my worldview is that if you have made the commitment to be my partner for life, then, and I'm a Christian, so that's where my base is.
But y'all got divorced too, in Christianity. So that partner for life is partner for as long as she can tolerate your mess.
Well, that's interesting that you would say that because I don't believe in divorce unless.
Okay.
I don't believe in divorce unless. It's only a couple of things that you can get divorced for. Other than those couple of things, there's no option for divorce in my worldview. I'm not talking about
there's
others.
not only no options in your worldview, there's no flexibility. I just hear rigidity, fam.
Wow.
Relationship needs flexibility, scalability. That's where grace is coming from.
So you're saying that if we are committed to each other to be one, that I need to be flexible and you don't have to make me a priority.
No, that's not what I said. But you're going to have to make space for her humanity as she's going to have to make space for yours. And right now...
What does that mean?
What? You don't speak English now?
You said humanity.
Her humanity. Human beings are flawed. Human beings are essentially a mystery outside of their social conditioning.
I think we're saying the same thing. So
no, we're not.
That if you
we're not.
No?
No.
One last chance?
Listen, you got work to do. And I expect to hear from you tomorrow night. I'm going to be back. I'm going to put a topic together just for you. When we come forward, me and Eric, we going to talk tomorrow night to finish this. Boy, I feel like fighting. Can I get her? Can I get her in here? Okay, look, when we come forward, we're going to talk to Nikki from the SIP because we need a sermon.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello, KBLA delegation. Tavis Smiley here. On Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech becomes the epicenter of ideas that matter. The Left Coast Forum is bringing together voices that challenge, inspire, and illuminate, with keynote presentations from people like noted economist Richard Wolff, the man who breaks down capitalism in ways that make sense to working folk like you and me, and Dr. Cornel West will be there, the brilliant philosopher and activist who never stops fighting for justice and speaking truth to power and to the powerless, for that matter. So this isn't just another conference. This is where ideas get tested, where the conversations that shape our future begin. Multiple plenary sessions, dynamic speakers, real talk about the issues that impact our communities, and then some good food and a live band. Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech, Left Coast Forum. The event is free and open to the public, but you must register at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can also peep the plenary topics. The future belongs to those who show up and engage. So don't just think about change, be part of the conversation that creates it. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, man, why you play this one? This is a great record. Man, we needed some time for this record to marinate. You know what? We're going to skip my clip, too. Man, Kenny Loggins with Michael Jackson on the backgrounds? Come on, why you do this one last? Oh, hey, turn this one off. Just turn it off, man. We got to play this for the people. They got to hear this record. But listen, I got to bring in Nikki from the SIP, Nikki from Mississippi. Nikki, I need you to sage the microphone. You got to give us 4 minutes of a sermon. I need it right now. I need it right now, Nikki. Give it to us.
Okay, first, hello, Brother Zoe and the fam. Eric needs a therapy session because it's the second call where he's still mad at that same friend. I'm going to need him to get that off. Now,
we love you, Eric. Call in tomorrow.
Call tomorrow. That's right. That's your job. Call tomorrow. Now, let's remember that one of the purposes of pain is to revert us back to source. As it relates to not healed people, who may have suffered from trauma. That trauma and the need to say my pain is greater than your pain can be a way of trying to vet or indicate to the other just how significant that pain is or was to me. And so I'm using a numbering system because that's what we are taught, to try to convey to you how bad it is, was, or my suffering was. That can be exacerbated from a sibling perspective because sometimes older siblings can dismiss younger siblings in their suffering because they're the older, and I don't see you having no trouble because you didn't have to be responsible, sort of thing. Not like me. So let's remember, or at least consider, that in a world where we're talking about not healed, not whole, definitely not individuated people. If there has been a trauma or some, the need for us to express that is going to be greater. And one of the mechanisms, I think, is to relate it to mine is worse than yours.
So you're saying that's kind of a way to actually express it, to get it out.
Yes, because if you died back there in an experience that was not observed by those around you, siblings or spouse or significant, however it goes, but that almost killed you and you died in that place and there's a piece of you dead in the earth back there, when pain comes up again and the body remembers, the greater my desire to express, I died back there and you didn't even know it. You never recognized that I was dying. Not only did you not come from me, but you didn't see me dying in front of you. And so now I'm going to give it some weight, a number, an emphasis. Because, hey, I may not be able to say to you, hey, I was dying back there and you didn't see it and that hurt me. And I was already hurting. So now mine going to be bigger than yours. Because in this country, bigger than yours is something. You know, size matters, I'm told.
Well, can we also say the reason why it matters more is because, and if I could borrow from Robert Anton Wilson's work, the pain in my reality tunnel is owned by me. It's mine.
Yes.
So I can't relate to the pain in your reality tunnel. That's why it has a higher meaning to me, and I put it above yours. Can we say that?
But we can. And when we don't pay attention to each other, I can't find a word, a space, an experience in your pain that makes you relate to my pain. Because I'm not paying attention to you like that. That's why we can't relate. But if I can recall a place where you were in pain and I saw it and I experienced it, I can take you back there without mine being greater and yours being lesser. But when I'm not individuated, I'm not into you like that. So we can't go in that place. So for all practical purposes, mine going to be greater than yours.
Man, Nikki, I love you. Can you call in tomorrow? Because I think I got to come back with a part 2.
I think so, too. We're going to help Eric tomorrow.
We're going to help Eric. Yes, we got to help Eric. Nikki, guess what you just did?
I brought the SIP in the building. I still love everybody.
We love you too. Nikki from the SIP. Hey, tune in tomorrow. I hope Eric calls in, because let's get this work.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. The man accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk was in court today. Tyler Robinson appeared in a virtual hearing where the judge addressed the defense and prosecutors.
I will not put my finger on the scale of justice. These proceedings will be open to the public.